Hey, hello, what's up guys? It's Jamie, aka the FUT Economist, coming at you guys today with what I believe is the most effective trading method that you can do on FIFA 16 right now. So let's get into it. Okay, so first I'm going to show you guys how to do the method, obviously in a couple of seconds, and then I'm going to give you guys some tips and some troubleshooting pointers that are going to be really important for this method because it is on the more difficult side of things. And then of course, as I do with all of my methods, I'm going to do an hour of trading with it, and then I'm going to give away the amount of coins that I make during that hour to you guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the end to see how to enter that giveaway. Now, as I'm sure you guys know, as FIFA 16 gets older in its game cycle, there are less people playing the game at any given time. And this means two things in particular for our trading method today. The first of which is that there are less people looking to buy players at any given time. And this could be for a squad builder or if someone's trading. The second of which, sort of branching off of that, is that people are going to get impatient when they're listing their cards. And the reason for this is because you can list a card up at what would be a fair price back in the prime of FIFA, but it might actually go through all the way through that hour without anyone buying it because there just aren't as many people looking to buy cards. And what that means is people are going to get frustrated after that hour, and then when they list it up again, they're going to list it up at something that's way too low, something that we could actually make a profit on. Now, I found that this happens most often with inform cards, and what I've been doing to take advantage of that is this method right here. So obviously you take yourself to the transfer market, go ahead and set your quality to special, and then you're going to want to pick a league. Now, this league can be pretty much any league where there are inform cards, but the more effective leagues are the leagues where there are going to be less people that are constantly watching it. So while leagues like the Barclays Premier League, the Serie A, and the Bundesliga, and Liga BBVA will work, I found that the more effective leagues have been the Super League, or the Liga NOS, or the Eredivisie, etc, etc. Now, for demonstration purposes in this video, I'm going to go ahead and use the League 1 as my example, but again, I encourage you to experiment, find what leagues are more effective for you. Now, once you've selected your league, you're going to go over to your pricing, and you're going to set it to 10,000 coins. And usually you're going to start at 10,000 coins, and then you're going to incrementally increase that price to 10,000, to 14,000, to 18,000, to 22,000. Okay, so 10,000 coins to start. Some of the leagues, like the League 1 or the Barclays Premier League, you're usually not going to find anything for less than 10,000 coins. So I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to 14,000 coins, and you should start seeing some. Okay, so once you get your list of transfers, I usually scroll to like the 30th or 40th minute. That's when things start to become relevant, and you're basically just going to look through, and based off these players' stats, or just some, because you've been doing it so much, you've sort of memorized the prices of some of these players, you're going to want to go through and see if you find any deals. So actually, here's an example of one right here, this N'Koulou card. He's going for 14k right now, but I've actually sort of memorized the prices of these players, and I know I can sell them on for more than that. So looking at the prices of the other cards, 21, 22, there's another 16.25. Okay, so I was actually I'm gonna go ahead and buy this card, but I'm gonna tell you guys one of the tips that I was gonna tell you guys in a second. And that is, this method is so effective because for some of these cards, the card weight, which is like the number of cards that are on the market, is really low. So what you can do, I'm not going to call it price fixing, I'm going to call it price adjusting, because I'm actually going to go ahead and buy this 14,000 card and this 16,000 card. And what that's going to do is that's going to effectively bump up the lowest price now to 21k. And what I can do, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and list these both at 18k. And I've effectively sort of like made my own profit on the 14k because I've upped the price that the lowest one can sell at, and I've bought out the second lowest one, which I'm also going to make profit on. So it's sort of like a win-win, if you know what I mean. So you can use that method or that sort of technique to control the prices of some of these cards that have lower weight. Okay, so that's pretty much the general method. Just to recap though, you're going to be scrolling through the different leagues, scrolling through the different price ranges, and you're going to be looking for deals on these informs that have a really low card weight. Again, those price ranges are 10k, 14k, 18k, and 22k, obviously with your quality set to special. Now I'm going to give you guys some tips that I think will actually make or break the success of this method for you. And the first one, and this is by far the most important, is that you need to recognize that the prices of these players is going to vary quite dramatically depending on which time of the day you are listing them. To give you guys a concrete example, have a look at this card right here. I actually originally bought this card at 11k. And most of his other cards right now are going for around 13 or 14k, give or take a couple of hundred coins. So you might be thinking to yourself, Jamie, you didn't get the very best deal on that, did you? And admittedly, I did not. But I bought him in mind because I was looking at his FUTBIN price, and I recognize that he actually goes for about 16 or 17k if you list him up in the middle of the night. And this effect is pretty much true for every single one of these players, especially if their card weight is really low. And it's something that you're going to want to be conscious of when you're buying these cards, especially in the middle of the day, knowing very well in the back of your mind that you can listen up late at night and make a pretty sizable profit. For my second tip, I also just want to reinforce that you can sort of adjust the prices of these players by buying not only the cheapest of the card, but the second cheapest of the card. By doing that, you can sort of get to that third tier of prices that most of these people are listing at for like 12 hours, and you can make it look like the prices of these players is much higher than it actually is. This technique is actually even more effective if by buying that second card, you actually make the card go extinct, even if you have to buy 3. But if you can make the card go extinct, you can pretty much completely set the price of the card all for yourself. For example, I was doing this with a Dele Alli earlier this morning. There was a card that was going for 14k, and then the second lowest was 21k. Now that's a great deal in itself, but what I ended up doing is I bought the second card at 21k and the card at 14k, and then I set them both at 27k, and they sold almost instantly. I basically set the price for myself and made myself much more profit than I would have if I just bought the lower one. And my third tip is that you have to be patient. Don't fall into the trap that we're actually trying to take advantage of, which is list your players up for too cheap. If you buy a card and you know you got a deal, trust yourself that it will sell at a price that's higher than what you bought it at. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and trade with this for 1 hour and then come back and tell you guys how many coins I made and of course give it away to you guys. Okay, so it's been 1 hour and I did really well. I was able to pick up a second informed Ben Yedder at 20k, and he usually goes for about 29k. Combine that with a couple other deals that I got on the newly released pink footy cards, and it's going to be a 16k giveaway for you guys. All you gotta do to enter to win that 16k is like the video, be subscribed to the channel, and then answer the comment question of the day. Today's comment question is, do you think Paul Pogba is worth the rumored transfer fee of 120 million euros or the $132 million in US? Is he worth anywhere near that much money? I'm really interested to see what you guys think about that down in the comments below. Also, just a quick channel update for you guys. I'm going to be moving to a consistent upload schedule. No, the world is not ending. Yes, I'm going to be uploading 3 times a week, once on Saturday, once on Tuesday, and once on Thursday. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that new consistent schedule. But other than that, it's been Jamie, aka the FUT Economist. Keep your trade piles full, stay rational, and I'll see you on Tuesday for another video.